Hey everybody, it is Elson932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know, of course, with a 1 in the chat if you do hear me, or say hello. Let us know that you do hear me. If you hear any kind of ruckus in the back, we're having thunderstorms in my area. So let's hope everything stays well, everything stays connected, because these thunderstorms are certainly rolling through. Hey Ari, yep, we are here for unsolicited advice. We are here again. Thank you also for being here, Tanya B. And Samantha. Yay. The gang is starting to filter in. So I will just ask, just for this moment, to hit the like. Make sure you are subscribed. YouTube says I have a lot of regulars, a lot of returns, but no one's bringing a receipt. No one's bringing a receipt to subscribe. So please help the channel grow by hitting that subscribe button. Yes, Samantha, going to stay safe. Where I am in this office slash studio is upstairs. It's the highest level of the building, so we shall see. So unsolicited advice, I want to thank all of you for your appreciation. I'm glad this segment is turning out to be as well received as I hoped. But few folks were saying, yo, Elsid, you're giving a lot of the young people some advice, so we need people of a particular age. Let's get into the, mature people. Well, older. I wouldn't necessarily say mature, but we definitely going to say older. So let's start off with our first story. And I got to pull it up on my end so I can actually read it. Yeah, this one is the anniversary one. Ooh. So this 23-year-old male says his fiance, a 25-year-old, wants to get married on the anniversary of her past relationship. And I'm not okay with this. So yeah, I'm starting with the 20s, but we advance in age, y'all. We do advance in age today. So this 23-year-old male has been with his 25-year-old female fiance for 4 years now, and they're getting married next year. Things are great between us. Both of our families are happy with the decision. But there's one thing that's bothering me. She wants us to get married on a date that used to be the anniversary of her relationship with her ex. You see that? She wants to get married on the anniversary of her relationship with her ex. The day that she and the ex had their first kiss and made their relationship official. So I'm guessing this person say the date falls within a Hindu festival celebration time. She sees it as symbolic and as another year and a new beginning for them. He said, I get where she's coming from. The festival means something nice, but the date has history for her. The date means something else for her. It doesn't feel right to me, he goes on to say. I know people move on. She's with me now, and that should matter the most. But getting married on a date that meant something in her past relationship just doesn't sit well with me. I want to spend every anniversary with that thought on my back. Or I should say, I don't want to spend it with that thought in the back of my head. She's trying to convince me it's not a big deal, that I'm overthinking. But I'm just not sure. Am I being unreasonable for waiting for a day that's just ours? So that is the first request for advice. Ari says, ma'am, why? Are you still entertaining this ex? Well, let me put it this way. The date should be special to both of you. And at this rate, it seems to be only special to her, but not to you, sir. So y'all just need to change that date. I understand that that's a new beginning. That's a festival, like a new year, but it's got to be something, another date. Because if that's at the back of your head, I don't know how well this marriage is going to turn out. I don't know how well the marriage is going to turn out if you can't let this go. You got to let. If you can't let this go, then, you got to work through this with a professional. I'm sorry. For me, a date is a date. It means something for me now, with you. That's how I would see it. But apparently you're not there, sir. So y'all got to change the date. You got to find another date that has some meaning for both of you. Now, keep in mind that looking at that date, y'all got to come to an agreement. And if y'all can't come to agreement on a wedding day, there's something more there. I hope there's no other problems in the relationship. Samantha said, it sounds like she's trying to erase a bad moment in time with a good one. It could be. So Samantha is giving you a positive look. She wants this date to mean something good and wonderful, which is her marriage. Now, we don't know if it's all that bad with that ex. I mean, there's an ex for a reason. But first kiss, first time y'all make the relationship solid. I don't know if it's a bad day in her mind. Maybe the ex is just bad altogether, but then she wouldn't want it on that date. Okay? If she really had a bad interaction or that ex is something, whatever, then she wouldn't want to get married to this fiance on a date that meant something with her ex. Hey, Letitia, we're just on our first story, so you're right on time. So yes, so she wouldn't be really, wanting to get married on the same day that she had an experience with her ex, some kind of anniversary with her ex. I wouldn't want any dates associated with my ex associated with my next. I hate to say next, but the current fiance. Okay, this sounds like a young mentality on her part, where she wants this marriage to be the real relationship. It could be. Hey, it could be as simple as I don't want to remember all these dates. First of all, why do we even remember that this was the anniversary of the kiss and making it official? Y'all tell me something here. Do y'all remember the date that exes and you became exclusive or made it official? Because I don't. I do not remember the dates that these exes and I made it official. I don't know. Maybe it's my calendar brain that is not significant once I move on. Heck, I could actually be married on a day that was significant in a prior relationship. I just don't remember it. I don't remember it. I don't care that enough about that. Y'all and I ain't together. So I'm not really feeling it. Ari said, that's why I'm asking if she's still entertaining him, because she may want really marry the ex that she's settling for the fiance and picking a date for someone she truly wants. Well, Ari, let's go down this dark path. So she wants her wedding anniversary to be on the date that she had a significant experience with her ex. So if she's entertaining both of them, that means the husband, when they get married, wouldn't feel any kind of way with her really celebrating this date. When in the back of her mind, she's really celebrating her ex. That's a dark path, Ari. I could go further down that path. AK's POV said, nope, not anymore. I barely remember yesterday. Girl, I cannot remember what I had for lunch yesterday. Dang. But I certainly can't remember those dates. I remember, my first wedding day. I remember what date that is, but that was, again, a wedding, something substantial. But to the significance of making a relationship official or first kiss, I don't understand that. I don't understand how you want to get married, how your fiance even knows that this is the same day you had your first kiss and made it official with your ex. How does your fiance even know this? That means you're blabbing too much. I could say it, you are blabbing too much about your ex and your prior relationship. You need to be quiet, ma'am. Welcome in, Just Rhonda. And as Just Rhonda is saying, hey chat, hit the like button. Y'all please take a moment to hit the like button. Ari's got her hands up. She just don't understand, don't know. Hey, I don't understand remembering significant dates with the ex unless, as I said, it was a wedding or y'all had a kid together and that's the birth, date of the kid, something of that significant. But I'm sorry, these 20-year-olds and these, remembering every date of every significance and then sharing too much with this fiance. Fiance shouldn't know those important dates with your ex. It's a little too much sharing. I'm not talking that much. I don't even know if my current husband knows what my first wedding date was. I'm not talking and sharing all that foolishness. Not necessary. Unnecessary. So y'all, what is your unsolicited advice for him? My unsolicited advice is find a different date. If you're going to be thinking about this be in the back of your head all the time, then this is not the right date for y'all to get married, because you will be focused on something else rather than the joy it is in your marriage and the joy that this is an anniversary date. So if this is this significant, find another date. How many days is there in a year? You can find another date. You can find another date. You have a whole year, you said, for y'all to get married. Find another date. See if the another banquet hall or another venue is open, and choose another date. Mm-mm-mm. Ari says if she won't budge, which I'm suspecting she won't, then run, Forrest, run. Run for the forest, probably. Run completely away from her. If she wants a specific date, it's got to be more than the significance of having, kissing and being, exclusive with her ex. That to me is like, it's a date is a date. Your wedding date is more significant than when you went and made it official with an ex. Tanya B says I would run as well. Samantha says marriage is a compromise, so this would be a great time to practice it. Pick another date. There you go. We're picking another date. The unsolicited advice from the live is pick another date. If you have any other unsolicited advice for this person, please put it in the comments below, and we will definitely respond. And, advice could be the same as mine. It could be different. We just want to give it as unsolicited as it is. So let's go on to the next story. As you know, every story, every request, I should say, is a little spicier than the last. Okay. So this one, yeah. So it's about a male masseuse. So my fiance is a 44-year-old female, is seriously asking me, a 45-year-old male, why am I so okay with a male masseuse at a high-end spa giving her a massage? Okay? Why am I okay? He said, recently we went to a high-end spa. On the day we decided to get a massage, due to last-minute decision, we didn't get to choose the sex of the masseuse. We both said it doesn't matter. Today she asked me, why am I so okay with a male masseuse at a high-end spa giving her a massage? Like I should have been protective or something. She was adamant that a man should not be okay with this. My POV, I'm absolutely fine with it. Like zero issues. It's just a massage. It's a reputable place. Intrusive or trust-related thoughts did not enter my mind. I told her this question was batch crazy because I trust and love her, and it's a high-end place. It shouldn't have been a question. She disagrees, so I'm going to ask you guys. So men and women, what do you think? Are you okay with the opposite sex massaging your partner at a high-end spa? First, I got to ask, what is high-end? What is high-end? I need to know, some of these, they say high-end, and your high-end and my high-end may not be the same high-end. But I'll go with you. You said high-end. I'm going to use my definition of high-end. So, he's okay with a male masseuse massaging, his fiance. And she thinks he should have a problem with it. Ma'am, then why did you say and agree with him that it doesn't matter who gave you the massage? See, this is screaming you're trying to test your fiance or this gentleman that you're with. You're testing him. This ain't a way to test. This ain't a way to find out what's going on and whether he'll be okay. Plus, a masseuse is a licensed professional. A licensed professional. And as just Rhonda is telling us, there is no happy ending. If you don't know what a happy ending is, you need to go look it up. If you don't know what a happy ending, it is illegal for you to pay for a happy ending at a spa. So maybe that's why he's saying high end. Are you used to low end? But no. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. A high end spa does not have happy endings. Samantha says her insecurity is on 10. Is it? Is it insecure? I think she's just baiting him. Like, why would you let another man touch me? I think she wants to be the high-end prize, and he doesn't seem to think she's a high-end prize or in that regard, because I'm with him. I am totally with him. It's a high-end spa. They're providing a service. They probably have great reviews. There's no reason why I should not trust a male masseuse. Like there should be no reason she should not trust a female masseuse with him. It is a high-end spa. She's looking for him to challenge on based on what? They already told you you cannot pick the gender of your masseuse because you kind of late. And you said it didn't matter. So if it didn't matter, take your massage and go home and relax. Now you tensing me up in a massage. Now we had a massage. Now she's tense because he didn't say anything or kick up any dust. Now he's tense because she bringing an argument to him after a relaxing day at the spa. Lady, relax. Lady, relax. Your man is not insecure. Now, I hope this doesn't mean you're going to try and push the envelope with him some more. You know, it screams to me that this is a lady, possibly it could be pushing the envelope. Oh, if he's okay with a masseuse, let me see if he's okay with a man buying me a drink. Let me see if he's okay with a man, pulling me on the dance floor. Let me see how far will it be until he riles up and doesn't want someone to touch me. That's what it's sounding like. Because the thing is, the man got you a massage, both of you, a massage at a high-end spa. Take the massage and hush, please, ma'am. Samantha says, I would put things right back on her and ask why she didn't communicate honestly from the start. Correct, Samantha. She did not communicate this with him with the way she's saying it. She let it play out and see how he gonna play it. And what he playing is he bringing it to the internet to ask for our unsolicited advice. Sir, like Samantha said, yeah, you could talk to her about communicating honestly. You need to also look at your relationship. She may be pushing to see how you're going to react to things. This ain't the way to do it. And the fact that she wants you to react and have an issue with a licensed professional providing a service is a problem. It's a problem. So what if you have a female barber? Is she going to light it up in the barbershop because you have a female barber and she doesn't think a woman should be handling you? I mean, where is the line drawn? It's not like it's a regular thing. The spa said you are too late to pick your masseuse. It's just the nature of being last minute. It's the nature of being last minute. And since you don't have the choice of masseuse, take the service as wonderful as it is. The way you acting up, ma'am, it looks like you didn't like the massage, or maybe you liked it too much and you upset you liked it too much, and you riling up your fiance because you like the massage. You liked how this masseuse handled you in a professional manner. In a professional manner, you liked it a little bit too much. Samantha says, Lord have mercy. I'm getting old because a man like this sounds like a dream come true. Samantha, true. He sounded like a dream come true. He done took you to a high-end spa, his words, last minute, got the massage. He's okay with, how can I say it? Bruce Leroy giving you a proper massage. Maybe she was really looking at the masseuse a little too hard. Ari says, Samantha, come on, I'm only 33 and he sounds like a dream from limited info that we have. Yes, we have limited info. I started with the spa. I wanted to know what high-end means, but we're going to leave it there. We're going to take whatever high-end means to us is what it means to him. But it's kind of like, sir, you need to look at this young lady. You need to look at the relationship seriously. What else is she doing to try and rile you up? It could be that she's going out and, wearing certain clothing to see if you're going to say something. This screams to me that she's going to be doing little things to poke the bear. And sir, you're the bear. You're the bear. And she is going to do all kinds of stuff to see how you would react until she gets the reaction she wants. And right now, she wanted you to be uncomfortable with her getting a massage from a licensed professional. Now, I'm saying that because you said it's a high-end spa. Now, a low-end spa, maybe you should have a problem. Maybe you should have a problem if it's a low-end spa because the massage may not be very professional. Or it's going to be high-end. Or at the rare end, but it ain't gonna be professional. She sounds like she's looking for problems and is just all around toxic. I don't know all around, but in this situation, yes, she is all around toxic. Because the fact that you would want your man to get into an altercation at this high end spa is a problem. Take the gift as it is and please go away, ma'am. Go and relax. Go soak in the tub, grab you a glass of wine, and mellow out because apparently this massage did not mellow you out. Something else is going on, something else in the back of her head with this massage that she is trying to transfer the issue to her gentleman. Maybe she didn't like the fact that he had a female masseuse. Maybe he had a female masseuse, but he didn't say that. Maybe she wanted to do a switcheroo and he's like, no, but we don't know that. There are little things, little details that, it could be that he had a female masseuse and she's like, I'm not comfortable with that lady, rubbing on you and making you feel relaxed. If y'all watch Never Ever Met, it's about, the masseuse rubbing on down on your partner and your partner making all these wonderful sounds because of all the, professional work the masseuse putting in, and now you feel some kind of way. She could have a problem with him having a female masseuse, yet trying to trigger him by saying, why don't you have a problem with me having a male masseuse? Lady, take the massage. Take massage and go relax. Go relax somewhere, please. Y'all put your unsolicited advice in the comments, and let's move on to our next request. Our next request, ooh, child, it is the smelly of it all. If y'all have a sensitive nose, if you're sensitive to smell, we have a story for you. We have a story for you if you're sensitive to smell. It says, living together, I, 34-year-old female, found out that the 47-year-old male smells, and I just can't get over it. How do I gently explain that it isn't funny and is a deal breaker? I can't believe I'm actually writing this, and I don't know how to discuss it with anyone without embarrassing both of us. My boyfriend and I moved in together recently, and I've discovered he has a serious gas issue. He must fart at least 1,000 times a day. He thinks it's funny, especially when it's particularly vile, and doesn't think it's a problem. I've tried suggesting the constant gas isn't normal and asked him to try taking one of my probiotics daily for a while. He declined. He even does it in bed at night. When he's awake, he gets upset when I leave for the couch. And when he's asleep, sometimes I seriously question if he went in his pants in his sleep. It's seriously that bad. Constantly. I don't get it. We're adults, not young adults either, and he acts like he's in middle school about it, and it disgusts me. I want to leave, but he either doesn't take me seriously when I try bringing it up, or he gets angry, so I let it go. I wish I could get a job far away so I could have an excuse and reason to leave. He has his dream job, so he wouldn't follow me if I moved away. People, how do I handle this? I feel like an adult who doesn't know how to deal with a sixth grade problem. And as a woman who's getting older, I want to move on to a relationship that has a potential for marriage and not keep wasting my time on something that's going nowhere. I can't cheat. I feel, not being able to break up and move on is impeding me from getting on with my future. Please help me figure out how to resolve my middle school level problems so I can graduate to my future. She said that, y'all. That's the last line. So I can graduate to my future. So this 34-year-old lady is with this 47-year-old man. Okay? Are we doing the math? Are we doing the math? AKPOV said, yuck. He needs a better diet or get a checkup. Ari says, oh no, I'd kick him out of the house because if she's saying something and he refuses to listen, then he hates her and wants her to leave. In case POV says leave, no further reason needed. Girl, if you can't sleep, you got to leave. If you can't even sleep, you've got to leave. I said the ages for a reason, 34 to 47. You're still young at 34. 34 to 47. We got a little bit of an age gap there. And she's telling us she's the more mature one, even though there's such a wide gap. So he's acting like a middle schooler because of it, y'all say, okay? He is acting like a middle schooler. Hey, K Sharper, so you say hello, but I was reading at the time. Said just break up because she wants to have a life and he's not interested in it. She wants to have a gas-free life, or at least gases that are not toxic. At this point, he is doing this on purpose. He does not like you, sis. So if he doesn't want to change his diet, let him squander in the smell alone. But here's my question. I always got to go back to the requester. Ma'am, he had to have been doing this while y'all were dating, before you moved in. Was it cute then? Because I'm sure the dates weren't 30 minutes. And if he's doing it constantly, he had to have been farting on your dates. He had to have been farting. He's driving you to the date, right? He picks you up sometimes. The car, even with leather seats, would still retain some of that constant smell. So, ma'am, this smell had to have been there and you overlooked it. And now you're living with him. Maybe it's 10 times worse, but I don't think he was holding his gas the entire time y'all were dating before you moved in. So I'm asking, why did you move in? And the fact that you're saying you can't move out is telling me it's financial reasons, not fart reasons, the wrong F. It's financial, not farting. And now you're looking for a reason to move away, and you're looking for, another avenue. How do you leave? You just leave, you pack up, you just moved in. You just move in. AK's POV said, the older I got, the more heightened my senses got. I can't imagine smell getting worse and worse. He's too old to be this immature. Exactly. I don't know how he ain't doing this on the job, too. Somebody must be complaining to HR on the job. Somebody at a coffee shop complaining. Good point, El said. I wouldn't have made it to moving in together. Yeah, he got to be smelling. And if it's as bad as she's saying, ain't no cologne that's going to cover that up. No amount of vinegar, no amount of nothing going to cover up the stinking rot coming from the inside out. And if you're doing it in his sleep too, yeah, girl. You knew. The minute you were moving in and he helped you pick up a box, the minute he hefted one box to bring it in, something would have been let out. It's seeming to me that you're here situationally because of circumstance, and now you're looking for a reason to get out. And my unsolicited advice is, girl, you got yourself into this. Just get yourself out of it. You seem like you let it slide while y'all were dating, and now it's a big problem. Now it's a huge problem that, you can't stand it, da-da-da-da. Ma'am, y'all must have slept together before this, before you moved in. Are you telling me he held it in while he was sleeping then? Are you telling me y'all never slept over till you moved in together? I'm wondering what's the timeline of this, because he would have had to have been letting it rip while y'all were dating, while you were sleeping over at his or him sleeping over at yours. You had to catch a whiff of something during that time. Ari said he literally may just reserve this for her only. But you do bring up a point that he may have been doing this the entire time. He got to. There's no way, if he's acting this childish about it, if she's saying he's constantly doing it even in his sleep, the gases were there while they were dating. If y'all going out to dinner and he's eating and drinking, it's coming out. And this many times he ain't running to the bathroom. How long is it till y'all moved in? As I said, y'all sleeping over somewhere. Y'all must have taken a trip somewhere and stayed at a hotel somewhere. The gases were coming out, but you overlooked it. He probably said, oh, that meal was kind of rich. I forgot my Tums. I forgot my gas X. He probably told you it was a situational thing, but it probably was constantly happening. And it probably was getting worse and worse and worse until now we have a problem because it's creeping up under the covers and hitting you in the face. Now it's a problem. It's been a problem, sis. You have been smelling this the entire time and thought it was cute. Or you saw the house and you saw the apartment and you thought it was cute. Oh, I could live here. Oh, the gas ain't that bad. This is a nice place. All my stuff could move in here. I could deal with this. Ain't nothing a little air freshener can't handle. And now here you are, can't get no sleep. You're on the couch. You're complaining about it. It's like, just say you want a roommate. Just say you needed a roommate and move over there. Everybody's saying you or laughing. Girl, it was you before you moved in. So my thing is, I think it's finances keeping you there. I think that's the only reason you can't move out. But find a place and get a roommate. You're 30-something years old. Find a place to get a roommate and don't move in with a man just because the circumstance of your finances is calling for it. That's just my unsolicited advice. That's my thought based on what you're saying. You're trying to leave. I ain't never heard someone say, I wish I could leave if they had the money. If you had the money, you would leave. If you had the money, whether the romance is there or not, you would leave. You'd find a way to pack up everything and get that U-Haul while he at work and be gone. But it's telling me situationally you can't leave. It ain't a matter you can't find a place. It ain't a matter you can't go nowhere. If you had the finances, you would leave. So, sister, you need to look at yourself first while you put a clothespin on your nose. Maybe you need to settle on the couch for a bit, save up your money, and leave. Ari's like, don't you have any family to go to? Maybe, maybe not. But again, whether we had family or not, if we had family, we still have to finance that U-Haul. We still have to finance how we moving away. So again, whether she had family or not, if she had finances, she would find a way to move. And apparently not. That's just my unsolicited opinion and my unsolicited advice. So let's get to the last story, y'all. We're doing 4 today. 4 stories, the number 4 instead of 4 today. So let's get to the last one. It's a little spicy. I wish we had a gentleman in the audience because this is one for the gentleman to ask. This one is for guys who prefer no protection. Is there ever a situation where you refuse intimacy by someone asking you to wear one? I, a 38-year-old female, have been seeing a man, 45, who is pushing my limits. The 38-year-old female says she's been seeing this guy, 45, for about 6 weeks. 5 dates / hangouts. I don't like that word hangout, but we're going to go with it. I have said I'm looking for a relationship, and he said although he's not in a good place for that right now, he's open to it if we develop feelings. We have some intense chemistry, and I'm ready for intimacy, but he refuses protection because he said it's too big. He said he can't stay firm with protection. Is there any situation where this can be true? I want to protect myself, but I feel pressured. Can a guy really be too big for protection? Seems like an excuse and feeling pressured. He said it's more that he cannot stay firm with one. Though yes, it is. She said yes, it's way above average. I guess we don't have any gentlemen in the chat. We have any gentlemen in the chat? Oh, we have a gentleman that has stepped forward in the chat. Hey Trey. Trey said the gentlemen are listening. The young lady is asking. He is blessed. She is confirmed. Remember before we had a question with size. We didn't know size. She's saying size. We didn't get measurements, y'all. Okay, we didn't get measurements. But she's saying he is well blessed and saying that, he refuses to wear protection because he cannot maintain, his high standard or his high staff once he has protection on. That's what he's saying. He cannot put on a performance, if he has protection on. Ari said if he doesn't like protection, then he can't be firm with someone who doesn't like it. I agree with you, Ari. Here's my thing. First of all, the beginning of that told me all I needed to know. He don't want you. Told me all I need to know. She said she told him she was looking for a relationship And he said he is not in a good place for that right now, but he's open to it if they develop feelings. It tells me that he doesn't develop feelings until after he's got your feelings or got the feeling of you in the raw from the inside. That's what it sounded like. You done told him you want a relationship. He done told you, yeah, that ain't what I want. I want a relationship. But if we develop feelings, maybe. No, he wants to cop a feel. He wants to cop all the feels. And he still ain't gonna catch feelings, sister. He still ain't gonna catch feelings. You told him your boundary, and I think you realize how blessed he is, and you want to go for a ride. And he's telling you this ride comes with no commitment. And it also comes with no protection. My unsolicited advice, leave it alone. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. I'm sorry. There have been, a lot of people is like, many a time they have want to partake of another person's blessings, but the fact that he don't want protection, it should be blessing enough for you that he said it ahead of time. Because if people getting caught out here when they thought it was protection and they get caught in the raw. Just Rhonda says she's looking for someone to tell her to do it. Yeah, she's looking for someone to say it's okay. She's looking for someone to say it's okay. I'm sorry, ma'am. Not without protection, especially since he said he don't want no relationship. Maybe if we catch feelings. Trey Mack says, well, those magnums can be tight at times. It can be irritating, but she may need to leave him alone. I'm going to leave that comment as what Trey Mack is saying. The inner voice in my head is saying, is this from experience, which he does not need to answer? Or is this what, his friends have told him, which he still doesn't need to answer. But because I'm messy in my head and those inner voices sometimes come out, I'll say it, but no answer is required, Trey Mack. Samantha says she agreed. Okay. Just Rhonda says, my man just told that same lie. Are the men lying to us? I mean, we need the honesty from the men. If someone is asking for unsolicited advice, we need honesty in this advice. Ari says, what's the dude hiding? Because almost any time I hear a man pressuring a woman to go raw dog, he has some skeletons in his closet. This is not the day and age or any day and age for unwrapped loving. I'm sorry. There are too many diseases. First of all, how many people is he out there? Since he ain't in a place for a relationship, is that because he's out there, dillying and dashing? It's because he out here, he got several women in the mix. He got a roster of women. And if he has a roster of women, then he's passing stuff along to people that don't need to be seen, nor heard. Oh, girl, leave him alone. You may see he's blessed. You may be like, ooh, I want to partake of that blessing. But he may leave you with gifts and packages that you can't get rid of. You don't want to chance that. You don't even want to chance that. Leave him alone with his blessing. I'm glad you clarified and said, yes, he is blessed. And yes, you could understand. Leave him alone. Because if they don't make it in his size and he's saying he cannot remain firm, leave him alone. He either got blood pressure issues because that's, all about, blood reaching, to that level and surface. He can't maintain it. He may have to think about something else while he with someone. That's why he can't remain firm. There's all kinds of other biological issues why he cannot remain firm. And I'm sorry if raw is the only way he can stay firm and handle business. You don't need that, ma'am. You don't need that. You need to just leave him alone, leave him without his protection. And it could be that, hey, he too, his finances in there for him to buy the right size protection. Okay. There's protection for all sizes. Okay. He just ain't got the finances to find his right size. It may be that he don't know his own size in the roster of things and know which size to buy. I'm just saying, he just may not even know what his right size is and buy a size smaller and let you see, hey, see, I told you it was tight. And you may not know all the sizes they go up to. Because, sister, you better walk down that aisle and maybe find it yourself. Trey Mack is responding, he may not be lying. We all know you don't get as much sensation with protection because a tight protection cuts circulation is a real thing. But she needs to leave. Yeah, it's a real thing. But I don't see men complaining when a lady's nether region is too tight. Let me just say that, okay? But the protection is too tight. I need men to understand when y'all talking about one tightness over another, y'all better clarify because there's a whole lot of questions that need to be asked and answered. And as I said, he could be tricking her. He may not know his own size. I know we said his age. I know we said he is 45. I know we said he is 45. She is 38. He may not know what his size is. He may not know that currently we have gone up in protection size to his size. Back in the day when he was 18, 20 years ago, they didn't have that size. He have now gone down that aisle and checked the new measurements and realized there's a size for him. But also, young lady, there's something as lady protection that does just like that. There's lady protection that yeah, it works the same way. It works the same way. So Samantha says, boom, say that, Elson. That part. You just love when a woman has a tight grip, but have issues when it's protection. Hey, mm, even Five Finger Frida, that grip, they got a problem with that tightness. But all I'm saying is when it's protection, we have a problem. Now we can't stay afloat. Now we can't stay firm. Now we can't stay standing up. It's all kinds of excuses for one layer rather than another. But you know what? I ain't gonna go too hard on the fellas, pun intended, because the ego may be, a little gentle, a little soft. I ain't gonna go that far. That's when we have El Cids After Dark. Then we're gonna go a little bit further with this kind of question. But that's why I said every story, every request for unsolicited advice gets a little spicier and spicier. And this is why this was the last story. Trey Mack said that's a different type of tight, El Cid. Besides, the Lord made the vajayjay very forgiving. A condom has limits. Trey, that is a very political answer, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the fact that you are stepping forth for, the men of the chat. I'm glad you're stepping forth for the men of society in this chat. We are always grateful for it. But again, y'all seem to make things fit in certain situations when you could just find a larger size and it will fit regardless. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say it just like that. I'm saying just like that. Yes, we appreciate you trying. We appreciate all the gentlemen trying to speak up and stand up for their brethren. We really do appreciate it. But what we appreciate more is stay with the same logic. You're figuring, it's a tight fit in this regard, but then you're okay with another kind of tight fit. We just don't understand it. Maybe because we ain't the one, plowing and digging and dodging that we don't understand it. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe that's the reason. But we certainly understand when somebody has a blessed staff. Yes, there's a little give and there's a little take, but know that there are different sizes in the world, and there are large sizes out there. So maybe at his 40-something-year-old age, he needs to walk further down the protection line because there's protection for his size. There's protection for his size. He may not know how to maintain his member while he is blessing her with his staff. And that's all I'm saying. He may not know how to, he may have blood pressure issues. He may have to get that checked out. Just like the guy with the gases earlier, they say, some gentlemen don't always go to the doctor. They don't always think something is an issue, but that may be something he's doing. But if he's out there saying he's not in a place in his life for a relationship, then that must mean he has people willing to take his blessings in the raw. And if he is, just let him go. There'll be another man out there who is equally or maybe more blessed that's willing and knows his size and gets protection, and you are able to enjoy that ride, ma'am. I'm sorry. This dude, he already told you he ain't up for a relationship unless he catches feeling. I don't know who's throwing the feelings, but I know what he wants you to just throw it back on him. And he hope to catch a feeling, but what you may catch is a disease from him. So just leave him alone. Leave him alone. He wants to catch feelings. Tell him go, go catch the bass, over there in that lake and leave you alone. Because apparently he trying to slip and slide out here with as many people as he can and leaving you with no protection. Y'all leave it in the comments. What is your unsolicited advice? I already told her to leave. Whatever your unsolicited advice for her is, please let us know in the comments below, in the chat, and I will let you know when the next unsolicited advice is coming up. I have some real doozies, y'all. This was light in comparison to what's coming up, and I hope you will continue to join me for this segment. I want to thank everybody for coming through. We had a number of people here. And let me get these last comments. She said, she needs to leave, especially for a 6-week relationship. 6 week, 5 dates and hangouts. The hangouts looked like she was measuring stuff. Okay. That's what it seems like. It seems like her 6 weeks was just measuring stuff to see if she wishes to partake. And then he's like, this one come without the wrapper. Okay. Says most extra large limits. Okay. Trey Mike is telling us measurements. Okay. He says, I think he's bigger than that. There's no recourse. Okay, Trey Mac, I'm glad you are telling us the measurements that are there, but I won't let you know how I know that it does get bigger than that. I'll leave y'all with that one. Make sure you like, you share, you subscribe, and if we get to 500 subscribers and we do get a membership, maybe I'll tell you exactly how I know that the size gets bigger than that. There's an option for a bigger size than that. I'll see y'all on the next one.